Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And you guys know Harvey is the happiest when he gets a fresh deal. You are looking at a 1984 Honda ATC 200M. Don't let the big red insignia confuse you. Those are the wrong fenders. Anyway, can anybody guess what's wrong with it? It has no spark. The person claimed he went through a puddle and lost the spark. I don't think so. I think he bought it without a spark. So that's just one quick comment there. What I want to do is, well, let's do some inventory while it's up high before I have to climb up and down. Tires. It's got Carlisle up front, not bad. In the back here, Shen somethings, I don't know. But the tires look real nice. I like that. I like that a lot. So, we're looking at about 150 bucks worth of tires. Look at that exhaust system on there, huh? Is that pretty or what? There you go. Let me show that to you. So, that is worth something, right? This is an older engine. You can see the flip-flopper there. That's not good. Right, somebody was obviously, yeah. Well, it still turns. That's good. Maybe they just lost the nut. I love when you find automotive stuff. If the front suspension is good, that's kind of rare for a 200M. Most of the time, that stuff is just bloody trashed. Looks like the trunk's pretty good. Loose, but solid. Once again, they swapped fenders with the big red. Looks like a 200 ES big red. The recoil's there. But if you look at those bolts, I think not. I think somebody forced some SAE stuff in. And once it's down, we'll take a look in the gas tank, see what kind of shape we're in there. Okay, let's start right at the front. I have to tell you, getting a functional set of front forks, really, really hard to do. So, I never think. So, I got to tell you, the front forks, once again, really hard to do. You guys could see the front fender looks good, looks original. Does have throttle. I guess this is used for emergency purposes only. Just before you run into your buddy, you claim you hit the brakes and you couldn't stop in time. Headlight missing. Wiring. Quite honestly, I would call this destroyed. I would remove that and not look back. Any components that are there are good, but once again, I'd just take that off and not even consider messing with it. So, important stuff. Gas tank. You guys could see in there, you see some shiny, that's always a good thing. The reason why I don't think this thing is running, you guys see the fuel valve? I think not. So, I don't think this thing is running in a while. We talked about this, you could see how that's cracked there, but the recoil's there and it feels like it's got a little something behind it. The shifter is welded. This is a 200M. It has no auxiliary transmission. It has no shaft drive. The M is electric start, and it has the bigger tires. It's got a little bigger footprint, a little more stable, kind of more adult sized. So that's what Honda did when they built this. 84, I believe that means it has a downshift pattern. So this is going to be a real nice machine. Alright, I already mentioned that it's an 84. It's missing the spark coil. It does have the CDI. And it does seem to have a pulse generator. The cover is held on by one bolt. Carburetor's there. We could see we want the plastic plumbing supply, and then the tape method of attaching a China air filter. We have a voltage regulator, that's always good. The rear axle's here, not so much for the brakes. I think they went SAE. Personally, for me, I really dislike it when people put SAE bolts where metrics are supposed to go. You can kind of see a little more of the exhaust system. That looks pretty nice. So here we are. Now some of you may say I've overpaid for this thing. I paid $500. So obviously I like getting them. I've paid as low in my day as $25 and $50 for these things, but those days are long gone. You're not finding them for that anymore. I paid $500. So let's go through the numbers. What are 3 tires worth? What is a recoil starter worth? What is a front suspension that's really hard to come by with a good front fender? No cracks. A little weather checking, but no cracks. What is that worth? Right? That exhaust system with the fancy muffler on it. It has some value. Trunk, no cracks, no problem. Seat, not great, but I've seen a lot worse. Gas tank, looks worthwhile, and it's not already coated. And more than that, it came with a wire harness. And you might say big deal on the wire harness, but if for anybody who's looked for one of these relays, very hard to find. This relay does something interesting. That all-terrain vehicle could start with the pull start or the key start, right? It's got an electric starter on there. This relay determines if you're in neutral, right? And you're able to start it that way. You could pull start it or electrically start it. These are kind of hard to find, right? It also came with a pulse generator. They're also relatively hard to find. This wire harness, I mean, it's well worth over $50, maybe 75 toward 100. So as you start adding it up between the wire harness, I don't know, anybody buy a seat lately? Anybody try to find a decent gas tank for a 200M? Anybody try to find a decent trunk for a 200M? Or a front suspension, or a recoil starter? And that's, I haven't tried the electric starter to see if it's alive or not, right? Carburetor looks pretty decent, but I don't know, I haven't tried anything with it. So, I mean, this, just the throttle, the clamp-on style throttle, the old version, I mean, they're going for 25 to $50, depending on how desperate you are to get it. So anyway, from a parts point of view, I did very well. I think I got my $500 worth. But having said that, I would like to see this thing alive. Boy, these things are stacking up like cordwood. Anyway, I think I'd like to give myself a challenge. The next time you see this, I'm going to give myself 1 hour to get it started. And you may ask, am I going to cheat? Yes, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my portable CDI box. But I think I could have this running within an hour, as in the engine started. In addition, I think I could be riding it within 2 hours. Actually, in my mind, I'm thinking 30 minutes for both, but I'm going to give myself some space just in case I have to get in here and mess with the CDI, or if I have to swap the carburetor out. But I think I could be riding this within 2 hours, and I think it will be running within 1 hour. You guys think I could handle the challenge? You'll see this again real soon. I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. You don't know how many you're going to get, and unfortunately, I've lost a few friends recently. So get out and have some fun. You really don't know how many you're going to get. Okay, folks, take care.